Hello guys, good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're new here and you're seeing this channel for the first time, my name is Haoma_KE. So welcome back to an amazing countryside vlog. So today I just want to add some more spring onions. For the past 3 or 4 days we've been receiving a lot of rain, so I just want to take advantage of that. And if you've been watching my videos for a longer time, you know that I always plant more vegetables, especially when it is rainy. So it has been very dry for the last 3 weeks. And during the dry season, I always make sure that I plant a lot of vegetables, and just vegetables that can withstand the hot weather. And this is because when it is very hot and it is not raining, our soil tends to be very hard and tough. So most of the time crops dry very faster. And because in the other video I said our soil, the beauty about our soil is that it grows food very faster. So right now I'm only planting vegetables that can withstand the hot weather, and that is either the cowpeas, the jute leaves. Jute leaves is what we call mrenda in our local language, and the slender leaf is what we call mito in our local language. So those 3 vegetables, and also the suckers kales, or the suckers collard greens. So those are the 4 vegetables that I always plant here. And of course the spring onions. Spring onions is one of the easiest crop to grow during either hot weather and also the wet weather. So my spring onions, I'm going to cut the leaves, and this is just to make them shoot faster. And I will show you the progress. In just 1 week you'll see a lot of leaves in each and every one that I've planted. So if you want to maintain your spring onions in your farm, make sure you always, anytime you uproot, you remain with either 1 or 2 and then replant again. That's when you're going to have constant supply of spring onions in your farm. So I'm going to plant this area, and then after I'm done, I'm going to now plant the cowpeas. And cowpeas is what we call kunde here in our local language. So when I'm be planting the cowpeas, I'll later on tell you the different types of cowpeas that we have here. So if you haven't liked this video yet, please just consider liking the video, and make sure, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and this is your first time seeing this channel, so here you'll always be inspired by village vibes, farming videos, cooking videos, and anything that revolves the countryside, and you love that type of content. This is your home. Welcome, and feel free to just comment down below where you're watching this video from. And is it raining in your area? Because I know most parts of the country here in Kenya have rained for the past 2 days, I think, or 3 days. So it has been raining. So if it is not raining in your area, I hope you get some rain or if it is sunny, please let me know in the comments section. So, as I wanted to start planting the cowpeas, but then realized I have seen a fallen matoke or green banana because yesterday when it was raining, it was very windy, and most of the time we always expect when it is very windy, most of the time the bananas fall or the maize fall or the trees, the branches, that's very common. So this green banana fell and it was already mature. It's already mature. So if you leave it in the farm for longer, I was to harvest it, I think, the end of this week, because if you leave it in the farm for a longer time, anytime you harvest it, it will start ripening. And you know, green bananas are good for cooking and not ripening and eating them as ripe bananas. So here in my farm, I have planted the green bananas and the ripe bananas, and we have different types of also the ripe bananas. But the green bananas is something that I started planting them last year and are doing very fine. So I'm just going to keep it just here at the front of the house, not on the direct sunlight, because and today we do not have a lot of sunlight because I think it's going to rain again today. So let me take advantage of that and continue with the planting. So I'm going to plant the cowpeas. So these are the black cowpeas. So here we have different types of cowpeas. Cowpeas is what we call kunde here, and so we have the black cowpeas, the reddish, they're like maroonish or reddish, and then we have some that are creamish, I think. I'm not sure about the color, but we have three types of cowpeas seeds. So the one that is very common here in Western Kenya is the black one, and it is the one that I always plant because it can withstand any weather condition, either it is rainy or it is sunny. And they are the easiest vegetables to grow. They do not need a lot of manure, a lot of attention. Just planting them, some little water or even a lot of rain, they are just good to go. So I'm done planting. I just want to go and prepare some lunch for my kids, and also my sister's children are here, so we are full house nowadays for the past 2 weeks. So I just want to go and prepare some lunch, and later on in the evening we are going to make some pilau. So because I'll be using the carrots in our meal today we are going to prepare pilau. For lunch we just took rice and beans, the beans that we were cooking. That's what we took for lunch. But for supper we're going to have pilau, courtesy of the request of the kids. The kids wanted pilau, and also I just want to learn how to make it from my sister. My sister is an expert in that. So I'm just going to harvest some carrots here. We are still enjoying a few carrots here. They are tiny, but better have than none. I always say that as a farmer, anytime you plant any crop, we always come out with something from the farm. I have never planted a crop and then at the end of the season not harvest even a single one. Even the groundnuts that we planted the other day, I know I'm going to get some groundnuts from that end of the farm. It's time now to start preparing our pilau. So the first thing I'm going to do is soak our rice. The rice that we are using is the sunrise rice. It is the best for pilau. It makes the pilau comes out perfectly. So I'm going to soak it for around 30 minutes and it will be now easier for it now to be cooked. So I also want to prepare some spices that I'm going to use to marinate our meat. So this meat, we are going to just dry it with the jiko that we are going to cook it, I think, uh, I think 1.5 weeks to come. So that's what we are going to do. So let me just prepare the ingredients that I'm using is the ginger, the one that we ground, some oil, some rosemary powder, not a lot of spices. I do not want it to have a lot of spices. I want it to have that natural taste in it, because it's either you sun dry or you dry on heat, either a jiko or just a firewood. But for me here, I'm going to use the jiko to dry our meat. It will be super dry until you cannot eat it immediately. So we, when you want to cook it again, you're just going to soak it again and then use the bicarbonate, local bicarbonate soda, which is what we call here mshereha when you're cooking now this meat. So this is the amount of meat. It's around 1 kg of meat. So I just want the spices to get inside the meat well. And then I've used I think one lemon is just enough, or if you do not have the lemon, you can also use the vinegar to marinate your meat. So I'm going to cover it with the cling film, or if you do not have a cling film, just cover it with a tight lid of the sufuria or anything that you're using, and then let it rest overnight. So tomorrow is when we are going to now start roasting it. I'll just call roasting or just drying it using very low heat. And I'm hopeful I'm going to show you the whole process of drying it, and that is either tomorrow in our next video. That's when I'm going to show you how I dry that meat from scratch. So I'm going to keep it in the fridge to let it rest for the whole night. So I'm going to pluck some mint here. You see, when of my subscribers said add some more soil to it, you can tell the difference now. It produced a lot of shoots, and our mint is as healthy as you can see it. Very healthy. And I always pluck it almost every day because I use it in my teas. I use mint in my drinks. So you can see how healthy our mint has become. So we have already prepped the vegetables that we are going to use for our pilau. Also, our rice is now fully soaked. It has soaked for around 30 minutes. And all these are the ingredients that we are going to use for pilau. For me, my pilau is just rice and pilau masala. But now, this is now the normal way of making your pilau. So let's now start cooking our pilau. So the secret about making pilau is a lot of oil. That is what I've been told by the expert. So we are going to pour some oil and then put onions. And also onions is one of the other secret of making pilau. Make sure you use a lot of onions. So you're going to let the onions cook, and then we are going to add other ingredients later. So let your onions cook to golden brown. So after it is fully cooked, or you can deep fry some. I always see some people deep frying onions in hot oil and then pour it after your pilau is fully cooked. But for us, this is what you've done. And we are going to add now all the other ingredients, the ginger, the garlic, because ginger and garlic cook very fast and they tend to stick in the sufuria. So just make sure you add it later on. Also, we've added the turmeric, not a lot. And you know turmeric is very good in producing very nice color. So this is the bell peppers, or what we call here a hoho in our local language. So we are going to cook all the ingredients that we've added. Then later on we are going to add some pilau masala. So pilau masala, you can use either the ground one or the other one that is not ground, but it is not that necessary. So long as you put pilau masala, we've added the rosemary, the one that we have here in the farm. We make our own rosemary powder. And the beef, there are two ways to cook your beef, either directly or you can boil it, pre-boil it, and then add your beef later on. So for your potatoes, you can either deep fry and then add it later, or you can just add your potatoes in the same sufuria with your beef, then add your rice. So also for the green peas, just add it. So all these ingredients, you can either skip them or add in your pilau. So for us, we decided to add the green peas and also the potatoes inside our pot and then let them cook together. So this is the beef broth that we used when boiling the beef, and then we are going to add hot water. For me, I always measure my water, but funny enough, my sister does not measure. So she's the one cooking our pilau, so she's not measuring. I do not know how to cook rice without measuring. For me, I just have to measure my water, but that's the difference. I don't know if I can manage to not measure. I think next time I'm going to make it here without her being here. I'm going to use that method because I think the secret is your water should not surpass all the ingredients that you've put in your pot, because you can see after even adding the rice, the water is not surpassing, it is not a must in, so it is just enough for that quantity of the ingredients. So add all the other ingredients. Even for the carrots is just optional. You can decide to add your carrots or not. So that is optional. For dania, you can decide to add it at the end or just right now in all the other ingredients. And then we are going to let our pilau cook, boil. After it has boiled, that's when you're going to reduce the heat and then let it cook with very low, with just steaming. So as our pilau is cooking, so this is my specialty. I'm making a kachumbari. Kachumbari is just a local delicacy here in Kenya. We use kachumbari with meat, roasted meat, kachumbari with just food in general. So my kachumbari, this is the mint that I harvested. I've cut it into pieces. We are going to check now after your pilau is boiled, has boiled fully, and the water has gone down. You put off the fire and then add your a foil on top of the cover your sufuria with foil and then put the lid inside. So now from now it will start cooking with just steaming, nothing else, because the fire is off from this point of stage. So our kachumbari, it's time to prepare my kachumbari. I've already cut the tomatoes into smaller pieces. Also the onions, I prefer the spring like onions and not the box chopped onions. And the secret about making kachumbari is always make sure you have soaked your onions in salt. uh, this is just to remove that funny taste that onions always have. So I'm going to soak mine just for 3 minutes or 2 minutes. It's enough. So soak it in salty water and then later on use it for your kachumbari. So now let's mix all the ingredients together, from the tomatoes to the onions to the, so I'm going to use also the dania, which is coriander, and also the mint. Mint brings out that minty taste in your kachumbari. I'm also going to use some lemon. Lemon also brings out the citrus in your kachumbari. If you do not have lemon, use your you can use vinegar. Vinegar is very good in kachumbari. So mix them well, and then you'll have a very nice and tasty kachumbari. Kidogo kidogo. So let's now check our pilau. It's now ready. It has stayed, we've covered it for around 45 minutes, and now it's now fully cooked. It has just cooked with just steaming, and that's how you cook your pilau. Pilau is never rushed because if you watch other people's videos, or you've ever seen somebody from the coastal region cooking pilau, they always cook with a jiko and after the pilau has boiled, they always reduce fire from below and then put some charcoal burning charcoal on top of the lid, just to let it now cook, slow cook, and that's how they cook their pilau. So in my mind here, if it was me, I would have added soy sauce, tomatoes. I always add tomatoes in my pilau, but funny enough, my sister said now that is not pilau. Pilau is just cooked with oil, onions, and then the spices that accompany a pilau, or the spices that they use for cooking pilau. So let me continue serving. I'm going to serve all the food for everyone, and then we are going to enjoy our feast. At least right now I've learned a few tips on preparing pilau. So in my next cooking of pilau, at least I'm going to be perfect. At least perfect. Or if not perfect, I will have improved in pilau making.
Look at that kachumbari. Sikia wapi? Hapo kwa kachumbari siwezi shindwa. Acha niwasavie sasa.
So that is it for us today. So if you have watched this video till the end, thank you so much. Be blessed. I will see you in my next video. It's bye bye.